And then we have Kelsey Lewin. Hello, Kelsey.
Hi. I'm the only non-Minnesotan here.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's all right. We don't really judge. The Min and the MinnMax is very subtle, we like to think. But
I lived there for a month. Does that count?
That's true, because you were in the Game Informer offices helping out with like archiving all of Game Informer's history because you are the co-director of the Video Game History Foundation, correct?
That is correct.
But that is not it. You also have a blinking camera, and you're also the co-owner of Pink Gorilla Games, which is an awesome retro game store in Seattle. Kelsey, what is the history of Animal Crossing? Going back to the original GameCube one, which is definitely the one that I played the most. It's like GameCube, and then I jumped to New Leaf, and now obviously New Horizons. But going back to the start, like, where did this whole thing come from?
The whole history? Yeah. All right. You guys got a couple hours?
Yes, we do.
I'll give you the short version, but I will give you the fun part, which is, so the original Animal Crossing, the design documents for it looked absolutely nothing like what we know and love today. What Katsuya Gucci and Hisashi Nogami wanted to do with that first game was they wanted something that made people communicate with each other. And where they got that from was that Katsuya Gucci was playing a ton of Diablo, and he loved Diablo, and he loved that, you know, he would drop something in the dungeon, and he'd be like, oh, we got to go come back and, you know, pick up these items and stuff, and he'd talk to people in real life and try to convince them to play with him and that sort of thing, and he's like, I want that. Let's make a game like Diablo, but let's make it kind of cuter. So the original Animal Crossing, which they were making for the Nintendo 64 disk drive, 64DD, which never came out in America and did pretty poorly in Japan, was supposed to be a dungeon crawler, basically. And you'd have little animals that would come out at different times of the day that you'd need to use to overcome different obstacles. So like a bird in the morning would be able to fly over a fence to get something, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And then they were told to move the project off of the 64DD because it was not doing so hot, and they had to cut basically everything. So literally the original Animal Crossing was animal-assisted Diablo, and that is what we almost got had the 64DD not done so poorly.
That's so wild. You think, like, with that core idea that they would have gotten back to that eventually, that they would have included like kind of a Stardew Valley type mine or just something that would kind of harken back to that original idea.
Yeah, they just kept cutting features until they realized that, you know, maybe this didn't have to have a story, maybe it didn't have to have all of these traditional elements, because what they really wanted was, you know, what they ended up calling it, which was a communication game. They really just wanted people to communicate. And the original thinking was like, okay, well, people need traditional game elements in order to pick up the game in the first place. So we got to have some sort of like adventure or conflict or whatever, because that's just what you have in a game, right? Those are just normal game things. You know, this is pre all of these simulation games. And so there wasn't really yet quite the concept of, I mean, simulation games had existed, but it wasn't really like a mainstream yet. So people were like, I think maybe we need to have like a normal type game, and we can just encourage communication within that. So once they realized that they couldn't do what they wanted to do with it, they were like, you know, maybe we don't actually have to have it be like a normal game. Maybe we can make something totally new here. And thus Animal Crossing is born.
It's beautiful. So Trace Levos writes in and says, I'm a first-time Animal Crossing player, but my sister's a veteran. She described this game and the series the best, in my opinion. She said, Animal Crossing is a mood more than a game.
Yeah, I think you don't play Animal Crossing, you like live Animal Crossing. That sounds very deep, but
MinnMax is a Patreon about games, friends, and getting better. The Deepest Dive is the best, most thorough discussions about games on the internet. Prove us wrong, please. The MinnMax Show podcast airs every Thursday. Patreon supporters vote on what we stream every single week, and a whole lot more. Give us a shot, try subscribing to the YouTube channel, and we hope we can win you over.